this is one roadblock that is going to prevent you from getting admitted into your dream university. Every day at First Academy, we have hundreds of students walking in and writing to us, asking us if there could be one thing that could have changed the admission decision from a no to a yes. And we have an answer for them. What is that answer? Watch till the end of the video so that you have a clear answer to this question. And the answer is at many levels. In our previous video, we discussed how important the essay is and why you need it to be as good as it can be. The link to the video is here, or if you cannot find it, it's in the description below. In today's video, we will discuss the next step, which is answering the question of what you should be writing about. But before we get there, let's talk about the biggest roadblock to choosing a story. A misconception, a misbelief, a fallacy. The thing that stops applicants in their tracks is the commonly and wrongly held belief that there is the one perfect story, and that if you don't determine what the story is, your essay won't be great. For every idea you come up with, a nagging doubt rises. Is this the story, or is there a better one that I just haven't thought of yet? The reality is that there are likely dozens of stories, and you can write a powerful personal essay on any one of them. So, how do we decide? In this video, we'll explore effective methods to help you uncover stories. Using one or more of these techniques can help you move closer towards crafting an effective admissions essay. So, let's begin. The first and the most important step would be to find your voice. The most common piece of college essay writing advice is people say, you and your personal statement should be written in your own voice. And by voice, we do not mean the actual physical aspects of the sound that comes out of your mouth, but the way you express things, your unique signature and your unique identity. You have a voice that you use with your friends, another for your teachers, and still yet another with your parents. Which one is right for your essay? One of the easiest ways to find out which one is the right voice is to keep a journal. I'll repeat that for you. Keep a journal. The first reason why a journal is a good idea is that your journal will sound like you and allow you to understand your voice, identify it, and then tweak it to your needs. The second reason is that it can be a great source of ideas. Write about what's important to you, your goals, your aspirations, your values, and your take on everything from popular culture to current events. This can work as important raw data for you to choose topics from. A journal does not have to be on a pen and a paper. While doing it using a pen and a paper or a tablet and a stylus is a great idea to be distraction-free, you can maintain a journal anywhere. It could be online, in a book, or in one of your writing devices. Personally, I use my tablet as my journal. The thing is, you just have to make sure that you have constant access to it so that whenever a great idea strikes you, whenever inspiration strikes you, you simply have that device or that book or that paper to write it down. And there's another part. Make sure that you spend at least 5 minutes each day to jot down stuff in your journal, from what irritates you to what motivates you. Remember, great stories often come from the most insignificant of details. Well, is this not enough? You feel you need more directions? There are some great ideas that can help you jumpstart this entire journaling process. You could start, let's say, by writing a letter to someone who has had a significant influence on you. You don't need to send them the letter, but write what you would want to express. Use details and anecdotes to describe why they are so important. That is one way to do it. Another way? Well, choose an event that has affected you. How has the event changed the way you think? How does it make you feel? How has it impacted your daily life or your future plans? That could be another idea. A third idea, and a more interesting one, is to describe a risk that you took and what you gained from it, or even what you lost by taking that risk. It could be as simple as deciding to skip school to attend a contest, or save an animal, or cook a meal for an ill parent. Anything can be a good story. Still not convinced? Well, there is something easier. Describe a ritual that means something to you. It need not be something grand. Do you listen to a certain kind of music while studying? Do you cook something when you're stressed out? Don't worry about how others see it. Focus on what it means for you. It is your voice that we are talking about here. So, when you review your journal, make note of what your voice sounds like. Also make note of the ideas and topics that hold your interest. Sometimes we are not aware of our feelings about something until we actually revisit them at a later point with a clear mind. And if nothing else works, simply start by creating a personal inventory. What is a personal inventory? A personal inventory should revolve around 7 main areas. You need not cover all areas, but cover as many as you can. And here are the 7 areas that you can focus on. Point number 1 would be your history. Move chronologically, cataloging events in your life. Don't limit yourself only to dramatic or life-altering experiences. Spend time on the past few years. Childhood memories rarely create a useful picture of who you are today. We see a lot of SOPs having statements about childhood. This is largely unnecessary. That is all about your history. Point 2 is your achievements and your accomplishments. List all the awards or the other recommendations and commendations you have received. Include goals or accomplishments that may not have been recognized by others. What are important to you and your personal growth? What achievements are you most proud of? These are the things that we'd want you to list in your journal. The third part is something that most of us would be engaged in. That is activities. Outside of the classroom, what have you spent your time doing? They may be one-time or ongoing activities. Remember, many of these may be listed in your application. So think about things that you've done and that are not mentioned elsewhere, or things that have not received significant attention in your application. That is all about activities. Then we have point 4. This can also be a very, very important point, your influences. Make a list of people, make a list of events, works of art, literature, and music that have affected you. How have they changed you? What made you think differently? All these things can be listed under influences. Then we move to point 5. This is something that can be a gold mine. What is point 5? Skills. What are you good at? You may not want to just write whatever you think you're good at. You may want to ask your friends and family members to also help you with this. Skills may be things that you've acquired through learning and practice, such as playing an instrument or learning a language. Or they may include personal attributes such as leadership or willingness to do something that most people would hesitate to. All these things should be listed under point 5, which is skills. And then we are moving into something a lot more personal. Point number 6. These are passions. What are passions? Passions are those things that make your blood boil or your heart beat faster. Is there a sports team that you follow passionately? A book you've read many times? List out those here. Is there something that you do that will make you want to live longer or live forever? All these things should be listed under passions. And since this is your own journal, don't try to restrict or censor it. Write whatever comes to your mind and whatever makes your heart beat faster. And then the last thing, point number 7, family. It might sound very ordinary to you, but a story about a parent, a sibling, or any other relative can make a great essay. Colleges are looking for students with emotional maturity and emotional stability. Showing that you have a strong family base of support can do just that. One of the important things that we need to keep in mind while writing an essay is that canon: show, don't tell. So what's the difference between showing and telling? The distinction between showing and telling is an important one, and it can make the difference between a boring essay and one that really stands out, even if both essays are written about the same topic. Let me give you a simple example. Now, it's very easy for you to tell someone that I'm a really good cricket player, but what does it tell them? Just that you're a really good cricket player. But if you say, I mastered the art of textbook defense for my interstate 5-day test match, you're showing them that you're capable. This is the difference between simply telling and showing. And here on screen, you have several such examples telling you the difference between what is telling and what is showing. Look at them carefully, take a screenshot and save it for later reference. So now that you have all the tools that are required And before we wrap up, here is a word of advice. While almost any experience can be the basis of a great essay, it is best that we remember a few pointers of what to choose. Number one, positive is probably better. Not many people might want to read about depressing topics. Number two, think recent past. Essay readers want to know about you and who you are today and not about your early childhood. Unless it is something that is very significant and has a relevance to who you are today, skip the part about your childhood. Avoid cliches, that is number three, and also very important for any piece of writing. Avoid cliches. What are cliches? Talking about COVID-19 and helping people during the pandemic, how someone's close death taught you to enjoy life more, how adversity builds character. These have all been done many times before. These can come across as boring and unoriginal. So avoid them or use them with extreme caution. Number four, think local. We are not talking about local versus international, but avoid touching upon issues like world peace, economy, wars. Why? These have already been discussed by experts, and it is rare for someone in college to have a unique perspective, or unless you're personally involved or affected. There is an impressive essay written by a young woman for her college application. That essay demonstrates how one could use the lack of global knowledge to one's advantage. Still worried about writing and crafting a fantastic essay? This is what we are here for. We love writing and we've helped hundreds of students get fantastic scholarships. So if you want to know exactly what you should write in an essay and how to present it and tips on what to be done and what not to be done, we'd love for you to walk into our offices, meet us, write an email, call us. All our contact details are listed here, and we'd love to learn what your story is, and we'd love to help you figure out what to write for your fantastic college essay. We hope you find this information helpful. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Mashing that bell icon will notify you of such awesome videos as soon as they're available. So, see you in the next one.